Hi there, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to be looking at the first lesson in Chapter 6, or the chapter opener, 6.0, and we're going to be looking specifically about fractions and percents today. In this unit, you are going to be able to use a calculator, so you can use a calculator on all your homework, classwork, your Chapter 6 quiz, and your Chapter 6 test. Today in your notes, you're going to be looking for 8 things to write down, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we want to make sure we understand is that all percents are out of 100. So if we were looking at the 50%, that'd be 50 out of 100. What we're going to be looking specifically at today is how to write these percents as fractions. Just a reminder, we're always going to simplify the fractions to get the lowest simplified form of it. Go ahead and take time now to pause the video and copy down the sentence. Once you're done, click play. So the next thing we're going to look at is just how to write percents as fractions. It's very simple. We know that percents are out of 100. And since we know that they're out of 100, that is how we're going to write them as fractions. So 45% can be also written as 45 out of 100. And then you'd simplify. I know 45 and 100 have 5 in common, so that reduces to 9/20ths, and that would be my simplest fraction. Here are some other ones that we're going to try together. 16%, that's 16 out of 100. Simplify it. I'm just going to cut that in half. I'll get 8/50ths, and then I'm going to cut it in half one more time to get 4/25ths. Or here for number 2, 40% is 40 out of 100. That can reduce to 4/10ths, which can reduce to 2/5. The last one, 68%, 68 out of 100. Reducing, maybe cut it in half again, 34 out of 50, reduce one more time, 17 out of 25. So very simple. The next page you're going to try, so go ahead and pause the video right now, try it on your own, and then click play to check your work. Okay, so 85% is going to be written first as 85 out of 100. You should have realized that 85 and 100 both have the number 5 in common. So if you took 85 and divided it by 5, you get 17, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. So my answer would be 17/20ths for number 2. Sometimes you're going to have percents that are over 100, and there are a few ways to write this. I just simply keep writing it the same way. 148% is 148 out of 100, and then I'll simplify it. So maybe I can cut 148 in half. 148 divided by 2 would give me 74. 50 divided by 2 is going to give me 50. I can then cut them both in half again to get 37/25ths. And this is an improper fraction. Notice how my option says you can write it as a mixed number as well. So I'm going to write this as a mixed number. 25 will go into 37 one time with 12 left over. And then I keep the bottom number the same, 25ths. Okay, so 1 and 12/25ths. Another way you could do it is you could break these apart. You can still have 100% and then 50%. 100% is just going to give you 1, and 50% would be 50 over 100. And then you bring them back together, 1 and 50 100ths, and then you simplify. That's going to simplify to 1 and 1/2. Okay, so either way you do it, they're still the same. So again, here with number 6, you want to keep the first number, that's going to be your whole number, and then the last 2 digits will be your fraction. So here too that you're going to try it by yourself. Go ahead and pause it. You can try it both ways, or you can try it just the way that you like. Once you're done, click play. So number 1, I'm going to write it as a mixed number first. I'm going to say 1 and 5 100ths. And then when I simplify, I get 1 and 1/20th. Or for number 4, you can write that one as 276 over 100. And then you can simplify 276 by, I think you can do by 4. Yep, so if you divide by 4, you get 69 over 25. And then 25 can go into 69 2 times with 19 left over. So 2 and 19/25ths is your answer for 276. Okay. The next part is we're going to look at how to write fractions as percents. These are really, really simple. All you would have to do is take your calculator, one way you could do it, and just type in 3 divided by 25. Remember, this middle line that separates a fraction is a division symbol. So if I did 3 divided by 25 in my calculator, I get 0.12, and that's going to equal to 12%. Okay? Another way you could do it is you could set them equal to 100 and solve a proportion, kind of like we did for chapter 5. 3 times 100 is 300, and 25 times x is 25x. Divide both sides by 25. X is equal to 12. Okay? Or one more way, you probably already saw this before, but 25 can go into 100 4 times. So that means 25 times 4 is 100, so 3 times 4 would give my answer of 12, which is also 12 out of 100, which is 12%. Either way you do it, easy. This way up here, the division way, is going to get you the correct result, maybe even the quickest for each time. So let's try these two together, then I'm going to get you to try some on your own. Again, I'm just going to use a division way, so I'm going to do 9 divided by 25 in my calculator, and I get this decimal 0.36, which is equal to 36%. Over here, I type in 43 divided by 50, and I get 0.86, which is 86%. Okay? If you did it another way, that's totally fine. Just make sure you were able to get the correct answers. Let's go ahead and pause the video here so you can try these by yourself. Once you're done, click play. Alright, so the first one I did 11 divided by 20, and I got 0.55, which is equal to 55%. So 55% is your answer for number 5. And 3 divided by 5, you might have actually already have this one memorized in your brain. This is 0.6, which is 60%, not just 6. Okay, last two we're going to look at are mixed numbers and changing those. Kind of what we did before. You can still just focus on this fraction here. So 1 divided by 4 is 0.25, which is equal to 25%. But you have this big number 1 here, so you can just plop that number 1 in front of it and get 125%. Remember, the whole number 1 is going to represent all 100%, and you're just adding on a little bit more. Again, over here, I can take 12 and divide it by 25. I get 0.48, which is equal to 48%. But notice I have the whole number 1, so I'm going to just tack it on to get 148% for that one. So your last two are two mixed numbers. Go ahead and try them. Once you're done, click play, but let's pause real quick to see if we can figure them out on our own first. Alright, so for number 7, I did 4 divided by 5, and I got 0.8, which is 80%. And then I'm just going to bring down my 1 to make 180%. For number 8, I did 3 divided by 10. That is 0.3, which is equal to 30%. But my whole number is 2, so when I bring down the 2, my answer will get me 230%. Alright? That's going to conclude our notes for today, so just make sure you have your 8 things written down. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.